Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Wizards Outlook. As always, joined by Cardell Dudley Jr., Raymond Lyons, I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. And, for the Wizards, I don't know how many different ways we can kind of get to the same thing. But, the same things we've been talking about almost all year, rear their ugly heads. So let me give you like a quick spoiler alert for like the remainder of the season. If the things we've been complaining about every time they lose rear their ugly head, we're going to be right back here saying those same old things. That said, Toronto went on a 14-0 run late in the fourth to put away all hope of getting back into this. And they beat the Wizards 137-115. Washington gave up 100 points in three quarters I'm not going to count, but this is at least the third time this season. You were letting folks walk into wide open three-pointers. So again, yeah, you guessed it. Defense is going to be a spoiler-heavy theme here this evening. Ray, we'll start with you and your thoughts on Washington's loss to Toronto.
Tale as old as time, man. They not playing no defense. They just getting bullied. It's just the same old thing, man. Every single time. They're shooting a lot of threes, but not making a lot. And on the other end, they're letting Toronto have target practice. So you add all those things up and you end up with a loss. I don't know how many different ways we can describe this, but yeah, man, it's just old at this point. They need to find some pride from somewhere. They're just letting guys waltz to the lane and get dunks and putbacks, and nobody's putting a body on anybody. Nobody's closing out on shooters. It's just bad, man. I think I think they may have given up, to be perfectly honest, because that's what it looks like a lot of times. But yeah, it is what it is. They got to do better. They got to play defense. They gave up 74 at the half. You're not going to win. You're not going to win that way. And then they came out in the second half and nothing changed. No adjustments were made. The intensity level wasn't raised. And then on offense, if it's not Bradley Beal doing something amazing one-on-one, then the offense is very stagnant. They depend on drive and kick for 3-point shots, but they're not making threes. So yeah, I don't know. They got to figure that out.
All right, Cardell.
Yeah, I'm not going to harp on that too much. Raymond pretty much summed up the defensive part. I mean, that's just old. It is what it is at this point. My college coach texted me talking about, man, 40 and a quarter. And I just hit him back like, at this point, if we get mad, it's our fault. There's just no point to keep getting mad. I blame us. But one thing I did notice, even when the Wizards play bad or they win, you could say that the backcourt, when Russ plays, you could say that the backcourt either evens out with the other team's backcourt or they have the edge. This is the first time I can say that the Wizards backcourt was outplayed, and the Raptors took it to them. You know what I mean? I know Russ had 23 and 7 assists, 6 rebounds. He was 9 and 19, but had 5 turnovers. Bill had 24, but he was 8 of 21 for 6 from 3, 5 assists. Had 4 rebounds, couple steals, but Van Vliet got things started in the first quarter. He torched them in the first. He had 14 to end the game. I think he had about 10 or 12 in the first quarter, 5 or 10 from the field, 2 for 5, but he had 7 assists. Kyle Lowry just, geez Louise, 21 points, 8 of 14, 8 of 14 shooting, 5 of 8, 5 assists, 2 steals, 4 rebounds, 1 turnover. And Norman Powell was the one, man. Like 28 points, 10 to 18, 3 for 4 from 3, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, the 2 turnover. I mean, it was no resistance at all. Like, they didn't even see dudes. It was like they was in an empty gym working on a shot. You know what I'm saying? Then, Pascal Siakam, you expect him to have a good game because, the Wizards front court isn't their strong point. they can't really guard guys like that. So I expected him to have a good night, 26, 9, 18. But Boucher came off the bench at 17 points and 15 rebounds. Good Lord, come on, man. It's just 2 blocks. I mean, he just bullied him, and he ain't even a bullying type of big. You know what I'm saying? Like, he 15 rebounds, that man. That's adding insult to injury, man. It's just like Raymond said, it's about pride at this point, man. It's not really much else you could say. 59% from 3 in the game. Man, you're an NBA player. I mean, they just did whatever they want. They got whatever they want. They did whatever they wanted, and this is the result. But before I get on, I want to pose some questions. Naturally, everybody's going to look at Scott Brooks, and I'm not going to say no blame should go to him because he's the coach. But at the same time, my thing is, what is he working with overall? I just wanted to get your input on it, and that's one. And two, had a discussion with my coach. He felt like my college coach. He felt like that Scott Brooks isn't utilizing Russ good enough, like putting him in positions where he can be more efficient throughout the season. I just want y'all thoughts on it. You know what I'm saying? Me and him had a back and forth, but what are your thoughts on that? We can start with the Brooks thing. As far as, is it more on him, or he don't have any horses to work with?
Yeah, he doesn't have any horses to work with. That's obvious. Like this year is just funky to begin with.
Yeah.
And then when you add on, their 2-week hiatus, I mean, and they're not practicing, and they have a lot of young guys. I mean, you got to give them a mulligan for this year, to be perfectly honest. I would, but I would have that conversation behind closed doors. Like, all right, man, still go in there, do your job every day, and try to make the most of it. Next year, when things get back to normal, your ass on the hot seat. But yeah, I can't put most of the blame on him. Like he's made some mistakes. Yeah, sometimes his rotations get a little weird. Sometimes they go away from what was successful at a certain point. But I mean, nobody's perfect. But yeah, for the most part, you can't make somebody play hard. If you got to tell somebody to play hard at the NBA level, then the player needs to go and not the coach. Yeah. Because you got to walk into the gym with effort at the very least. You're an able-bodied person. You should be given maximum effort. Like, so and they're not doing that. They're not putting up any resistance to people. Like you said, 59% from 3. Like that's, and I would see if that was an anomaly, but a few teams have lit them up like that. So obviously they're not, they're just not playing defense. And I don't know how much you can put that on the coach. They're the ones out there. So, if they were playing well, I don't think people would be praising Scott Brooks. So yeah, I really wouldn't put too much of this on him. But the things he is at fault for, it's perfectly fine to speak about that. But all the fire Scott Brooks stuff, I think that's I'm not going to put the bulk of the issues this season on his shoulders.
And what about the Russ question? Utilizing Russ well.
I mean, what do they expect them to do differently with Russ?
Well, the complaint was, using more in the post, have more of a shooting lineup, I guess, with having Ruby and Bertans out there more than he had the forward. So my thing was, well, they not hitting shots, and Russ is iffy down in the post with his decision making. It's just the defense is not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to keep cheating and trap Russ and make him either pass or take a tough shot, because I'm not respecting these guys' ability to make shots right now. You know what I'm saying? That was my take from it, but he's saying that's up to coach. I'm asking y'all, what do y'all see? I feel like last time I checked, my thing was he the one that developed Russ in OKC. So I think he's perfectly qualified to know how to utilize this guy.
Yeah, I think he knows Russ's game pretty well. And before it was obvious that Russ wasn't right physically. So I mean, I don't know what more they expected from him out of that. And then, like you said, you know, if you want to put him in a post and have him dependent on guys being a threat from the outside, then guys got to make shots. Bertans is not shooting well. His shooting has improved, but then on the flip side, you know, you put him out there with Bertans and Denny. Bertans has been terrible defensively, and Denny's kind of been, you know, he's a rookie, he's learning, and you can't run the risk of having him out there for extended minutes. So if you just want to say forget it, we not winning anyway, and just kind of try to let Denny learn on the fly, then you know what have you. But with Bertans is he's a liability. Period. He can't defend nobody, and he's not making shots. I don't know how much time you want to give him for the sake of Russell Westbrook post ups, but you know, whatever. Yeah, man, it's just Russ is being who he is, and he's on the backside of his career. So I don't know what more they expect out of him, but that's just my take on it.
Wilson,
with the Brooks thing, yeah, I'm sure. And I would just challenge the question about the rotations to what would you do in the same situation if you look down your bench and there's not one capable defender? I feel like that would make a big role. That would factor in to how you rotate people in and out. And I think that some of it, like we saw him move Bertans to the starting lineup because essentially dude couldn't get loose or throw a rock in the ocean without, you know, Beal being on the floor to literally pull because of Beal's gravity to give him wide open shots. And you paying dude X amount of money. I need you to be able to hit shots with whoever hanging off your arms for that amount of money. And the fact that I got a jeopard, I have to literally risk my defense and I'm already sweet in the front court as is. I gotta jeopardize that to get, like honestly, just to get some value out of you. That throws a lot of things out of whack. TB, if I'm TB's agent, bro, I'm looking like, hey, y'all need to throw something on top of my clients because this is one of those things where I was playing defense for me and whoever played next to me, right? Because like last year, we knew dude ain't play defense, but it wasn't that bad because TB is athletic enough where he was patrolling the whole paint, and sometimes he got in foul trouble because he was patrolling the whole paint. So I think that's some of it. And then the other thing is like, it's easy to be like, hey, put someone around shooters. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Outside of Bills, where's the shooters at? And I'm not trying to be mean because we do this thing where we give anybody label of a shooter. Everybody doesn't earn that title. Dude hit shots last year because nobody cared. We now care, bro. You got paid in a pandemic. People are showing you the appropriate amount of attention. What you doing with it? Duncan Robinson is still Duncan Robinson. Joe Harris is still Joe Harris. Sir, you 6'10", and if somebody take your space away, you are completely and utterly useless, period. I don't know what you're supposed to do with that in terms of getting your rotation straight. I can't play you at the 3. You're 6'10", and you can't put the ball on the floor. I got to play you in the front court. Damn, it's the NBA where those dudes up front, it's kind of different now. And this dude is literally the opposite of it because when he's not hitting shots, there's no value. It'd be one thing if even if you could shoot and board, I'd be cool. But you don't even board. The shot goes in or it doesn't. It's nothing else. So secondly, you playing teams like Toronto, you being 6'10" is irrelevant. Their team is 6'10". Boucher ran around today. He weighs 198 pounds with a 7'5" wingspan, wrecking shop. That's disgusting. Siakam ain't even do too much. They brought Chris in and was like, man, you got all that. I'm going to get out and transition on me. Let me close out on a couple people we need to close out. And even today, they didn't even I was laughing when the announcers was like, yeah, they're loading up on Brad and Russ. Nah, they just loading up on Brad. They not worried. They have no faith that anybody else can hurt them whatsoever. Because if you come to the rim, what, Boucher going to lose that battle? To who? To who on the Wizards is Boucher going to lose that battle? We watch him take on 2-footers today, and he weighs a tenth of what they weigh, and he looked like the big man. 17 and 15 off the bench, patrolling the lane, had that thing on lock, got bad shooters taking threes because you ain't going into the paint. Like this is just what it is. And again, I'm not absolving Scott Brooks. You got to fall on the sword too because you are the coach. Is this responsibility that comes with it? I'm just saying it'd be easier for me to point fingers if this was like OKC's roster back in the day. And even then, like when Russ won an MVP, we were looking at the OKC roster. We never questioned that OKC roster's defense. We never once questioned that. We questioned the whole thing with OKC. Man, they ain't never have just enough shooting. We always said that. We never once in any iteration of OKC with either Kevin, James, or Russ was like, man, they ain't got no defense. Nah. That MVP season, you kicking out, I think, was Gallo over there?
Nah.
Was he?
Gallo was going. I'm trying to figure out who he was kicking out to.
The MVP when he averaged a triple double and he had the 3-pointer to send him to the playoffs in Denver.
And I'm not being funny. I'm just honestly trying to think. What year was it? Because I'm literally about to look it up.
Look it up.
Oh, you got it? Go ahead.
Yeah, let me look it up.
Because I just wanted to talk about because as an MVP season, that's what a lot of people are going to reference. Like, you got to think about what was around him, and even then, like it wasn't exactly the highest caliber shooters, and that's my point. Wizards don't exactly have that.
2016-17 season. So let me see.
And then while you're doing that, I guess I'll go ahead and answer the thing about the Russ thing. My bad for being long-winded. He's not the same Russ that he was. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't bring up this Russ with the MVP Russ. Like this is 2020, 2021 Russ. And he is who he is. So some of the things that you couldn't do back then, you can't do right now. Just like his ability to get to the rim, it comes and goes right now. This is just honestly where we're at. Thank you, Coach. I think Coach said it was PG-13 and Roberson.
His MVP year?
I don't know.
Nah,
go ahead, look it up. I don't know if he was there for the MVP.
I think. Hold on a second. I said the 16-17 season, right? His MVP year, right?
I believe
so that year, the 2016-17 season with Russ, that was Oladipo, Andre Roberson, Kyle Singler, DeMontis Sabonis, McDermott, Enes Kanter, Ilyasova, Jeremy Grant, Taj Gibson, Collison, Norris Cole, Samaj Kristen, Steven Adams, and Alex Alvarez. So, yeah. 3-point shooting, you said, right? They were actually dead last in the league in 3-point shooting.
During his MVP campaign.
During his MVP year.
Yeah. So,
but they were first in rebounds.
And defense.
They were first in rebounds. Yeah, so the defense, the defense, I'm trying to look at the efficiency. Maybe 13th field goal percentage. Hold on. So they were a lot better than the Wizards, of course. Yeah, they defended a 3. They were 14th in defending a 3. So, I mean, they were pretty solid on defensively, but the rebound is what helped them out. Because if you missed, you wasn't getting it. Steven Adams and the moves was cleaning it up.
It was a rebound and straight into transition, and with Steven blocking out, Russ snatching, they were gone. But again, I don't think there's enough knockdown shooters here to for him to kind of survive that way, because these are dudes where you kind of got to spoon feed, and he's not that type of point guard for some of them dudes. And honestly, too, I put $80 million, someone who's not. I feel bad keep bringing this up, but to be that caliber of quote unquote shooter, that ain't what that is, because otherwise we wouldn't be here talking about this like this still right now. And it's not being mean, it just is what it is. It's sports. There's a lot of times when people I'm not who am I to if I'm Bertans and somebody offered that to me, I'm not mad at him for saying yes. That's what I'm definitely not mad at. Like, I'm definitely not mad at for saying yeah. But yeah, that wasn't it, man. Because some of these other dudes, again, they're still hitting shots. You know what I'm saying? They're still hitting shots. Like, he's a good shooter, but shooter. And, you know.
Okay, for his MVP year, they had a top 10 defense. Their defensive rating, they was 10th in the NBA. So they had a top 10 defense. So it was Russ going crazy and top 10 defense, and it took them to, they got in the first round. They went out to the Rockets 4-1 the first, with 1-4 in the first round that year.
Wow.
So that's what I mean. So what about him utilizing Russ?
I don't think you can manufacture what that like you can't manufacture that with this group. It's literally impossible. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's been, but again, and I hate going back to this, but it's been square peg round hole the entire time. Just everybody getting excited about whatever, and this is what square peg round hole looks like. Like I'm not mad at Russell. Like, he's the same dude we saw last year in Houston. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at Davis if somebody, all right, say use small ball lineups to get Russ touches in the post to make it more efficient. I mean, I get that to a degree, but they can't rebound when they got footers out there. So what's going to happen when you go small? Like, it's just a flawed. Like, I feel you, coach, but this ain't the group for this. I don't think you can. Like, they got out rebounded tonight.
You can't coach yourself out of this, though.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, man. Like,
you can't coach yourself out of this.
But,
no adjustment you make is worth it. Like, this is just bad, man.
Like, sometimes, like, the personnel matters. This is one of them things. I get what you're saying, but these dudes can't do it. We watched them today. People are off ball with the footer in the paint, losing a man. Where are you wandering to? You guarding the dude in the corner. Why are you leaving to help who? It's simple little things like this. Like, and I get where you try to, because you think of X's and O's, but like, again, that personnel thing, that's the big issue here, man. They got banged out by a 200-pound 6'10" forward tonight in the paint. Like, and then you got the Knicks coming on Friday. Like, that's another team with a front court, and they don't shoot threes like that. But if you let Chris Boucher do that, man, you got Julius Randle and Mitch.
He hooping.
Yes,
he's hooping. He ain't playing games, John. He coming to eat. He trying to be an all-star. He ain't playing. But that's what I'm saying, man. It's just, you can try the X's and O's all you want, man. It still comes back to my ability and know-how and my want to. You know what I'm saying? I gotta want it, dog. Like, Chris Boucher, talented player. We was watching the G League. They was getting on the Raptors, and we were saying watching him in the G League, coming to Capital City Gold, coming to the facility and go to work, and we was like, y'all laughing at the Raptors. Shotgun was coming on show. They got another one coming. It's about to be ugly. You know what I'm saying? Then when Kawhi came, we all know what happened. They went on that run. It got ugly. But what I'm saying is, you can't just X's and O's talent out of a player that don't have it. It's just as simple as that. Like, think about it. When Russ is at his best, it's many ways you can get him to score. He can go back. You can throw lobs, backdoor lobs. He'd go up and put it on anybody here. You can do transition, let's run or something like that. I mean, leak outs, anything. It's little things you could try to do to get him going, because he's never been a great shooter. But he don't have that explosion no more. He don't even dunk. The time he tried to dunk, he got hung bad. Almost broke his back. Spinal. Mike Tyson. You see what I'm saying? And he ain't tried since. So what I mean is,
look painful.
Man, look at it, man. So, and then he's always been turnover prone, because his feel for the game as a point guard isn't that of a Chris Paul. Even when LeBron run a point, it's not that type of feel where, all right, let me get this guy involved or whatever. Oh, they come with the double. I can feel that somebody needs to get shot. Somebody is good in this position. He's never been that guy, even though he averaged a triple-double, get 10 assists. Just because you're a willing passer don't mean you always will make the right pass. So he has a high turnover rate. And I've seen him literally, they about to double him in the post, and he'll try to jump a pass, and they tip the balls to turn them, and they going the other way. And then the bad habits. It's a lot of bad habits with this team, even defensively, to how they complain. Then the other team going the other way. It's 4-on-5, and y'all already can't play defense with all 5 guys back. So the ref 9 times out of 10 is not going to change the call. What are you complaining about? Get back, dog. I mean, at this point, I will just be in a playground mode. It's like, yo, don't even look for the foul. They call it good. Go, just hit 2 free throws and keep it moving. Don't even expect it, because we ain't a good team. So the ref is not going to give. They're not going to give those guys the same respect they would as if they were winning games. It's just how it goes, man. You see what I'm saying? So you got to play through that, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, like I say, look, man, Brooks, you got to pray for Brooks, because it's like, damn, dog. I'm looking on the bench. I'm like, Bonga, Troy, damn. And it's hopeless. You damn, like I said, you damn near looking at Robert Packer like, you got anything left? We might as well throw you out there, see what it is, dog. Because I mean, your day you could defend, man. Because right now this ain't working, bro.
Okay, he was saying I'm talking half court offense only. He limited on the wing at this point, so he needs a ball in his hands and somewhere on the post. I feel you. I just think it's one of them things, man. He ain't who he used to be. He's not gonna be that guy ever again. We gotta live in the here and now. It's a bad fit. It's a horrendous fit, and we stuck here. And
if you don't have the explosion, and Russ is posting up, so he can't explode over guys. When more than likely he's gonna have a guy his size or bigger, and they definitely come with a bigger guy to trap. He can't explode over them and finish consistently.
He can't see out of it. He can't see out
of it, so he's turning the ball over. You know what I mean? So what other options do you have? So all right, fine, we're gonna put him in a high post, make him have room. So then he's gonna square up. Same difference. Now he's further out. I'm good with that. So I'm gonna take a step back. Like, show me you can hit this jumper, dog. I'm gonna play you for the drive. Meanwhile, the other defenders deny being in the passing lanes just in case he try to hot potato that jump to build somebody. So you still strapped. It's nothing. It's not, bro. What other options is it? You just gotta hope he hitting shots. So if he's hitting shots today, good. All right, then maybe we can, like today he started hitting shots later on. Then you can try to maneuver some things. But then again, you just don't know what you're getting. And what makes it worse is because of the injury, he can't play back-to-backs. So he's in and out. That messes up his rhythm. Whatever. It's nothing. He's definitely a rhythm player. He got to keep playing to keep his rhythm. He ain't one of those dudes. Yeah, I wake up, baby. It's buckets. I don't even need a woman. He ain't one of those. It's scary.
Yeah.
So Bill's seeing all types of defense. He getting the Brad Bill rules defense, and he got to work miracles to score. You see what I'm saying? If he ain't getting this, whatever he averaged, 33, 34, 35, it's tough for the Wizards to win. Even when he do get the man, hell, he got 60 and they lost. So
Coach says, so where is his best fit? Hey, look, Coach, it is what it is, man.
Just stop, dog. Just stop, dog.
I feel you,
trying to say. Just stop.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I low-key, and this isn't about Brooks, but just so everybody can see it, I low-key wish somebody else did get the gig. So you can try some of these creative things that won't work at all. Like, you're done with this bunch. Because to be real honest, outside of Brad, who am I? And the other part is, like, half the time Brad got 3 people on, they kick it out to people. People pump fake on the open shot. Bruh, this ain't about to get better. They don't even feel comfortable taking the open look.
Because they're not three-point shooters. They're trying to. This is what's wrong with this today NBA analytics. They're trying to make people 3-point shooters that ain't 3-point shooters. Everybody game is different. You could be a deadly mid-range shooter, can't shoot for shit for 3. You could be a cold 3-point shooter, can't shoot for shit mid-range, can't finish at the basket. It's a reason for that, dog. So, case in point, Bertans. He's the dude. He's that dude. He ain't even hit threes no more. So that's what's frustrating. I know Brooks in there like, dog, what options we got at this point? If a new coach coming in, yes, things will change. You know why? Because a lot of players gonna be gone. Get these out of here. They're gonna be trading. Look, just take them. Look, we gonna blow this thing up. That's what they're gonna do. Because this ain't it, man. This ain't it. Rui, I thought he was having a smooth season till the COVID jump jacked him up. Now he's been up and down ever since. You feel what I'm saying? But Wilson, my saying, we'll see when the scouting report catches up. And the scouting report it definitely caught up to Bertans because they understand. Run him off the 3-point line. That's all you really got to do. He don't even like to dribble. How you an NBA player don't like to dribble, dog?
He could barely pass out the joint when you run him off the joint too. Like it's bad. Like, and that's the thing. He's supposed to be the guy technically. Supposedly, you gave the man 80 whatever to keep the floor spread so people can't do what they're doing to Brad. Boy, like matter of fact, look at all the room. Look at all the room Bam gets. You want to know why? I don't care what's going on in life. You're not leaving Duncan. I don't care.
Or hero.
You're not leaving them folks. Bam, see, Bam had 40. Did I see a double? No. They stay right on them white boys like, I ain't in trouble. Hey, Big, you better work that out. You better slow Bam down, cut his water off. Coach told me stay on his hill. Like
and Dragic.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
Dragic. And Jimmy,
so like,
Jimmy don't even need to hit threes. Play your game, Jimmy. Play your game. Mid-range
Jimmy
game,
gave
man.
up
Play your
on
game.
threes because the other folks, and that's the thing, like what Cardell mentioned, I think the Wizards roster got more to dudes who are mid-range and down, but everybody can't be out in that space. He said, what do you do? Fix this tank? Hey, look, man, they're gonna tank by trying. So we here now. I encourage you to stick around tonight. Cardell and Ray gonna talk about the G League thing. We got some kids on the Ignite team, and maybe worth a draft pick or two. Because and like that's what we were saying again. And I'll take this, me, Mr. Black Cloud. That's what I was saying before. This roster with the person it was supposed to be built around is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Those passes a little bit in rhythm for folks that don't like to shoot. They can cut and know that the ball's coming on time every time. As soon as they cut, because he see it before you see. Before you know it's time to cut, John already got that joint queued up. Like, let's go.
And defensively, he will pressure the other guard. Yep. Even if you don't have a shot blocker, John will come down there and try to block shots, block center shots and stuff from behind. He may not even get the block, but you're aware. You know he's learning.
Yeah, you feel him.
Like, once you go by, he's on the way, like Cardell said. So again, like, and that's what the biggest thing is. And I know people, folks that work for the the home team broadcasters, all that kind of stuff, they're not gonna say it or whatever. But man, clearly this square peg round hole, man, this was supposed to be one of the best teams they put around. The dude they had to run their show, right? And he not here to run it. So now Russ here. These toys don't fit Russ at all. So I'm not going to get mad at Russ. These toys don't work for Russ at all. You know what
Russ need dirty work type dudes and maybe an ISO guy to compliment him, like what was in OKC. I mean, let's just be honest, man. Look, they messed up with the contract with Bertans. And I think at this point, they just let him play to keep his value up so they can move. Yeah. Because if you ain't hitting shots, think about it. I think Christian Wood got 40, but Bertans got 80.
Christian Wood could actually play, and he could actually play like on purpose, do multiple things like very well. And sometimes you gotta, it's akin to an NFL team, have taking a quarterback first overall, and you find out midway through the year, man, we messed this up. We gonna be picking again, right? Let me go get this right. So the Wizards, like, I don't know how long you got Brad or whatever, but if it was me, it behooves you to start to make something move while this dude still has this irrational sense of loyalty to try to turn this thing around before that thing turns. If it was me, I'd be dangling old boy to whoever, just go. Let me get the money. Some people that maybe want to play here, that maybe can do some other things, that are maybe interested in playing defense. Bro, you want to know how bad it is tonight? The Brooklyn Nets have held the Indiana Pacers at 74 points.
KD play?
Bobby, no, he doesn't return till Friday.
Wow.
So again, what Cardell been saying, it's just the everything. He said, do we feel that Bill would be traded away? I don't know. That's on him. But that's kind of like what my point is, and I think what Cardell was saying too. While he still hasn't made up his mind or whatever, ain't nothing stopping you from moving the other people that was wrong, that you missed on, that you did wrong by. Ain't nobody preventing you from that. Like again, if it was me, I'd do whatever I got to do to make sure he's still here. Like, there's an irrational sense of loyalty, man. You got, the clock is ticking. Don't get caught with this.
You know what, dog? You can want to trade him. Somebody got to want him, dog.
Nah, you right. Hey, look.
I wouldn't want. I'm like, hell no, you ain't sending me Bertans. Like, hell no, dog. Maybe if you like the Lakers, LeBron or something like that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I don't even know if they can afford him. Somebody like that. They can use, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that can facilitate, draw all that attention. Because, yeah, be wide open. I'm pretty sure he'll knock it down. The problem is he ain't gonna be wide open.
Like even now, all his knockdown threes in transition. Like he left open. Outside of that, especially in the half court, it'd be a late closeout. Short. Right, you 6'10". How you come up short that much? Come on, man. Like it was just a bad investment, dog. Go ahead, Cardell.
I just want to see the. I'm about to look up real quick, then we can go. I'm trying to see if I can real quick. The average, the league average as far as points allowed. I'm trying to hurry up and do that real quick.
Why you want to do that to yourself?
I just want to compare. I just want to compare. No, I just want to compare, man. That's all.
I believe the group here has exceeded expectations. I will take I feel safe saying that. How about you, Ray?
Oh yeah, I'm putting my money on that all day.
Right. All day. Brooklyn just held somebody to 30-something points in a half, bro.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Chris Boucher over here thinking it's the G League, having him some fun. Like,
okay,
oh man.
I really want to see, man.
It's all good. And just for everyone that's already tuned in right now, just give you guys a reminder: Wednesdays and Fridays after we're done with Wizards, give us like 5 minutes or something like that. We're gonna knock out a G League rundown that's happening. Pretty much it's like a month-long season, month and some change. So we will be on it every Wednesday and Friday night. Whether the Wizards play or they do not play, we will be having G League rundown. The nights that the Wizards do play, it will be after what you're currently watching, which is Wizards Outlook. The nights that the Wizards do not play, it'll start a little bit earlier, clearly. Go ahead, Cardell. Looks like you found a number.
Go ahead. I'm gonna try to figure it out. I'll talk about it next time because I gotta probably do it on the desktop. The little app ain't showing me.
It's all good. I want to thank you guys for hanging with us for Wizards Outlook. Again, nothing new, man. Horrendous defensive effort mixed with a good team. You know, the result that we got. We'll see you guys Friday for Wizards Outlook. If you still want to hang with us tonight, give us 5 or 10 minutes. We're going to get going on the G League rundown, the very first episode of that. So for Cardell, Ray, myself, you guys have a good night.